Hi there everyone, this is Bipin back again with another video, and in this video we are talking about SQL injection, and also I'll show you how SQL injection can be done and some preventive measures so that your application is safe from these types of attacks. I was basically doing some research on this topic as a part of my college cybersecurity assignment, and due to some time constraint I was not able to show demo while doing presentation on the classroom. And I was also pretty busy this whole week with some projects and clients meeting and didn't have much time to think about new topic for the video, so I thought this is the good topic for all the folks interested in cybersecurity and for all of my classmates too. So let's get started. What is SQL injection? Imagine you have a web application which have authentication system in it, and attacker tries to insert some malicious code into your application and get access to your system without using correct username or password. Can you imagine how scary this can be? If this application contains highly sensitive data of the users, like credit card details, or in US, healthcare data are highly sensitive, and if the data are compromised, then the organizations have to pay millions of dollars as a penalty. So basically, SQL injection is a type of cyber attack where attackers insert malicious code in web application input fields and try to gain unauthorized access to the database or application, which will give them access to read, modify, delete sensitive data from our database or application. So these theories are boring, and let's move on to the interesting part and do some SQL injection live on web application. So for this demo purpose, I have built this small project on PHP because it is easy and fast to set up. Otherwise, just like you guys, I also don't really like it. Anyways, here is a project structure, and we can see index.html. Looking into the index.html, I have written the login form which contains email and password input fields, and the form will submit to the action login.php. And don't worry if you don't know PHP or haven't done it before, I'll walk over the code for you, and we are not learning PHP here but SQL injection, so I'll make sure the concept will be clear to you. Here the first two lines are getting the email and password we have sent from the form, and below lines are for the DB connections. And finally, here is a SQL query to check email and password. Select asterisk from users where email is equal to email and password is equal to password. Basically, we are checking if email and password matches or not. And if this is a real application, then password is generally encrypted, so we are not doing the encryption part here because we are learning SQL injection. And I have printed the query here to check what query we are running, and display welcome message if the result returns some rows, otherwise display error message. Now let's see the demo in the browser. First of all, I don't really know any valid email and password of this system, so I'll just try random email and password and see what the result will be. It is giving me invalid email and password message. Now let's try to inject some malicious code into this login form and see what happens. If I insert this code, now it is showing me the welcome message, meaning that we are able to bypass the authentication system of this application. And if you see the query here, it says that email is empty and 1 is equal to 1, which is always true, and rest of the query are commented using this dash sign. This is basically a classic example of SQL injection. So now let's see how we can prevent this type of attack. And in our project, if we see, we have a login fix.php where the same thing is happening, but we have used prepared statement and parameterized query rather than directly putting input values in the SQL query. We have bind the parameter into this SQL code, and we try to inject the same malicious code into the fixed login form. Then we can see the error message is shown. That means we have to use prepared statement and parameter queries to fix this SQL injection problem. Now it is getting interesting, so let's try another example. Suppose you are now authenticated user of this application. You can see the source bar, and from the source bar you will be able to search some clients with their names. Suppose if I type RAM, then it will give me the result of all the clients' name includes RAM in it. And if we look into the source.php, we have a query that sorts the clients with their name. The user input is directly added to the SQL query, and it will show the names of the clients line by line. Now let's try to insert some malicious code into the search bar and see the result. It prints all the name, contains RAM, and also I was able to get email and password of all the users in the system. This system has only one user right now, so it is showing me only one result. But now the attacker have email and password of this system. Imagine what the attacker can do with all of these data. Now let's try to solve and fix this issue and use search_fix.php, and if we see the code, it uses the same code, but we have used private statement and parameterized query here. And if we insert the same malicious code into this fixed new form, and if you see the result, now it is giving me error, which is good, right? Sometimes errors can be also good. So yes, this is another example of SQL injection where I have used union based SQL injection to retrieve username and password of all the users. And there are many other types of SQL injections and can be done using different tools also. But to prevent it, we have to properly validate and sanitize user input and use private statement and parameterized query. And other things we have to make sure is regularly monitor and update our database system and application softwares. I hope you like this video, and if you like what I'm doing, then please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.